Okay, good afternoon, everyone. I'm happy some of you still found the way here. So we're going to have a nice interactive afternoon today for this workshop on youth engagement and active citizenship in the Danube region. And yeah, today is all about your ideas. It's about your energy, your perspective, and how young people can shape society, not just for the future, but today. We'll discuss opportunities and challenges youth faces, mobility, affordable housing, career prospects, trust in institutions, fighting disinformation, and finding ways to collaborate despite polarization and competition. We'll also hear your thoughts on European integration, enlargement, and regional cooperation, amplifying your voices as active participants in the Danube region. So the goal is clear. Empower young professionals from Bosnia and Herzegovina, from the Western Balkans and the Danube region, give visibility to youth projects, foster networking and synergies, and showcase the role of youth in driving active cooperation across the region. I will not do that myself. I have wonderful representatives from 3 different youth projects within the Danube region. I have first the Danube Youth Council, then I have a representative from the Danube Youth Organizations Network, and lastly, representatives from the project Enter Change joining us. Your engagement will make this workshop a space for collaboration, learning, and action. So here, how today, this afternoon is going to unfold. We start with opening pitches, so each of the representatives will quickly pitch you their project, what they are doing, and end this with a thought-provoking question or statement to guide our discussions. And then we're going to get active. You see there are flip charts in the corners of the room. And I will ask you, once the pitches are over, to get to the closest flip chart. And there, the representatives will be there for you and get the feedback from you. They are open to your input and find solutions and so on. So it's really exchanging, talking to each other. So they are like the sponges, so to say, to get input from your side. And then, of course, you won't stay just on your one flip charts, you will rotate. So, but don't worry, I will announce when it's time to move on. And then in the end, we have a recap, a final consolidation. Each of the representatives will quickly summarize what they have gathered during these interactive sessions. So that's it from my side. Let's get started. Share your ideas, ask bold questions, and let's make this workshop an inspiring and interactive experience for all of us. I'd like to give the floor to Bence Biro from the Danube Youth Council.
Thank you very much, and I'm very glad to present our project, the Danube Youth Position Paper. This paper is unique because it contains the views and the comments of the young people from the Danube region on the EU strategy 2021-2027 and its interim evaluation. The structure is the same as the EU strategy. It responds to the 3 pillars of the strategy, so engage, connect, and empower. And it's based on the personal experiences of the Danube Youth Council members and responds to the special characteristics of the Danube region and its young people. So when it comes to engage, the interim evaluation of the youth strategy shows effectiveness in increasing youth involvement and youth participation across all countries. But there are some Danube-specific things here as well. It would be particularly important for young people Danube region to support and involve young people living in rural areas in youth dialogue and in youth participation and youth involvement. This is something with young people who are living in rural areas, especially, and those who has a disadvantaged background, to channel their voices also to the decision makers. This is something not really happening now, and these are the people that's the most difficult to reach with this. It needs to strengthen the mechanism to translate youth input into decisions, especially clearer routes into policy-making cycles. So the Danube Youth Council represents a significant step towards young people in the Danube region, but we still have our challenges. The council visibility is still a major challenge, although many young people still, particularly also who are not involved with youth organizations, don't know that much about the Danube Youth Council. And we still have a challenge also that some areas really require specific expertise, and young people can limited options to contribute to this. It makes it difficult to involve young people, need special permissions, special expertise. The Danube Youth Council is super diverse, so we have young people from more countries than any other youth council. This is a challenge too, for example, when it comes to make physical meetings with DYC members, but this is also our strength, that we are super diverse. When it comes to the functionality of the council, a 2-year mandate is debatable, but we believe it's the right time frame. Young people's life can change a lot in 2 years. A shorter mandate would not allow members to involve in long-term projects, but a longer mandate would not allow renewal and the inclusion of fresh perspective from young members. Youth are frequently consulted on specific projects, but are not always part of the long-term strategic planning. This could be due to the voluntary nature of the mandate and the 2-year mandate mechanism. And when it comes to the Danube Youth Organization Network, it's a great asset of the USDR. And since young people are not legal entities, this brings many new opportunities when it comes to the project. So this is also a great asset of the USDR. When it comes to Connect, there's a lack of awareness among young people about programs that are not Erasmus Plus, but for example, and when it comes to volunteering. So, for example, Visegrad Fund and Interreg, there are so many opportunities in the region for doing international volunteering, but many young people don't know about these programs. Only Erasmus Plus program is widely known because of the Erasmus Plus university programs, but still many people think that Erasmus Plus only available for young people who are university students. Other type of Erasmus Plus programs, youth exchanges, internships still has a very low visibility. And this region has some special characteristics in this way as well. There's a lack of recognition and the lack of visibility of these volunteering programs. Information about opportunities is not always easily available to those people, especially, again, living in less developed areas, living in rural areas. And there are some challenges like financial independency, family responsibilities, societal pressure, which are often higher in smaller areas and also especially in Eastern Europe. Voluntary work is often not recognized in the countries of the Danube region, particularly by the older generations. In Eastern Europe, due to generally poorer economic conditions, young people are often forced to work instead of engaging in different voluntary activities, especially when it comes to international volunteering. There is a need for a greater support for volunteering with additional resources, particularly in rural areas and disadvantaged regions. When it comes to the third pillar, which is empower, an important problem in many countries in the Danube region and more generally in Eastern Europe, that unlike Western Europe, youth organizations working with young people have a very limited access to funding. They can almost exclusively rely on European Union resources, and in most cases, even the operational costs must be covered through project financing. In the long run, this often leads to youth work being pushed to the background, while continuous project writing and project management come to the forefront. This is a problem, especially because these organizations are the primary actors responsible for channeling young people into public life and ensuring youth participation. In Eastern Europe, this is especially a problem where fewer types of fundings exist and collaboration with private sector is basically non-existent. Grants like Erasmus Plus and Visegrad youth projects see a massive competition, leaving many high-quality youth organizations without funding. And so we came as the Danube Youth Council with some recommendations. The European Youth Strategy and the Danube Youth Council are both a huge improvement when it comes to youth participation and youth involvement, but still there are many challenges ahead. One of our recommendations is recognize skills and competencies gained through volunteering and youth work, both in education and recruitment. there's a need to improve accessibility of volunteering opportunities, especially for youth in rural areas and disadvantaged regions. There's a need providing better promotion through local civil society organizations, municipalities, schools of European mobility opportunities, and increased outreach for marginalized youth and those living in rural areas. And when it comes to Danube Youth Council specific recommendations, make youth input earlier in the policy cycle and make it trackable. And the improving of collaboration between DYC, DYON and other youth councils, including national ones, can give really a big boost to our youth council. This paper can be found also on our website. I really recommend everyone to read it. And the question I would like to talk about at the flip chart session is a little bit philosophical, but I think it's important to find the roots of why do we involve young people. We always talk about the hows, but never talk about the whys. So the question is, why is it important to involve young people in decision making? What is the added value? Is it really important or just a PR value? And I would especially like you to think of your organization especially, not just in general terms. Thank you very much.
So thank you, Bence. And we'll continue with the Danube Youth Organizations Network. Stefan, please, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Special thanks again to PA10 for hosting us and giving us the chance here. Thanks to the DSP and the Danube strategy that they really take this serious, the youth involvement. And you saw that it's going to be the three of us. So we said we're going to pitch this thing. So I'm starting. So I am Stefan Balt. I'm co-founder of Agapedia Foundation Network. We've been active in the Danube regions for 30 years. In Romania, in Moldova, in Bulgaria, and in Baden-Württemberg. So I also have to say a special thanks to Baden-Württemberg, because Baden-Württemberg institutions and organizations and the foundation and the state ministry have been really active supporting us in the last year. Flowing together, growing together. Mirella, are you ready? I don't want to say much more. I think it's your time that we will present what happened in the bootcamp this year. Just come in. I think that's it from my side. So thank you very much again. We're happy to be here. And here comes Mirella.
So thank you so much for being here. So my name is Mirella Sidra. I'm a journalist from Germany. Actually, I do live in Bosnia and Herzegovina, and together with Stefan, we are initiate the first DYON bootcamp, and we could organize it in Bosnia and Herzegovina this year. So young people from 7 different countries met this year in Bosnia and Herzegovina, from Bulgaria, Germany, Serbia, Montenegro, Ukraine, Romania, and Bosnia and Herzegovina, of course. And we did a trip, a bootcamp, a road trip through the country for 7 days. And it was divided in 3 parts. So the first part was dedicated to history and culture. We met in Sarajevo, in the multicultural city in Southeast Europe. And we started the trip with meeting Dr. Eli Tauber. He's the cultural advisor of the Jewish community in Bosnia and Herzegovina, and he met with us in the old Jewish cemetery in Sarajevo, where he talked about the daily life of the Jewish community in Bosnia and Herzegovina, and especially the 500 years old deep friendship between the Jewish and the Muslim people in Bosnia and Herzegovina. After that, we went to the other one part. The second part was dedicated to history. No, this was the first one. The second one, to remembrance and reflection. We were invited to Srebrenica by Ado Hasanovic, a Roman Bosnian director, who is the founder of the International Silver Frame Film Festival. So we went there to be the official jury for the Short Movie Awards. Of course, we didn't know how to be a jury. And together with Goethe Institute, we had a mentor from Germany. It was a filmmaker, Juliane Ebner, and with her we had a lot of workshops. So we learned how to judge the movies. And of course, it was not only about the art in Srebrenica, then there was the part of the remembrance. So ADO organized that we visited the Memorial Center in Srebrenica, and one of the most emotional moments was when we met the mothers of Srebrenica. There were some sad moments, but a lot of happy moments and thankful moments. And when we left, the only one what they gave to us was, take your hands together, go forward with love and much respect, and build a bright and a peaceful future. And then before we went to the third part, ADO wanted that we come closer together, the participants of the International Film Festival and our part. We had to learn in a riverside on the Drina, on the river, which is the natural border between Bosnia and Herzegovina and Serbia, and we had to learn how to make pita. It's a dish, a Bosnian dish, which is very hard to make, but we did it together. And after the lunch, we went to the third part. The third part was dedicated to the nature and the sustainability. So we went up to the unique and the last wild mountains in Bosnia and Herzegovina. We went to the mountain lake Boračko, and there we were waited by Muamer Klino, the president of the International Police Association, one of the largest NGOs in the world. And he did with us a hardcore team building with rafting at one of the last living rivers, Neretva. And then we had the hiking tour. And then at the end, we went to an very old Bosnian village, mountain village, Umoljani, and there we went on the traces of the stoned dragon. So after the 7 days, we knew this is what this DYON is standing for. It's flowing together and growing together. But now I talked really a lot. Words cannot show you what a movie could do. So we prepared the movie for you, and thank you so much, and spot on.
Hello, everyone. I'm Sergej Jokovic. I'm from Network Youth Activism of Montenegro. I'm the part of that family. So I will talk today with you about the experience as a participant of the DYON bootcamp in Bosnia and Herzegovina. The experience, it was amazing. It definitely made my whole year, for sure. It was really something touching. It was literally amazing. Like, words cannot describe it, but I will try it, of course. When you go to a foreign country with different people from different countries, from different nations, different religions, that all fades away. It all goes away. It's something that really connects people through the different culture, through different monuments, different visitations. It's like really big deal. It's awesome, amazing. I'll keep saying that. One of the two things that are outstanding from this boot camp are definitely the Memorial Center of Potočari and the Mothers of Srebrenica, the meeting with them. It was really touching and heartbreaking. When I was there, when I saw all that, it like dawned upon me that words cannot describe it. That it's literally it's a outstanding experience. It's something that at least, especially people from the Balkans. I'm from Montenegro and I haven't been there. I never been there, and it's something that at least people from the Balkans need to go and need to do. As for the DYON, it was the organization was top notch from day one up to the last day. It was really amazing. Me and my crew from Montenegro, we were like amazed by the Bosnia and Herzegovina, by the Sarajevo, the Jewish cemetery, all things that Mirela mentioned before me. It was really something that at least Danube region, all nations should experience and should go. It was very amazing. I would like to just ask. We started. One moment, sorry. So, as you saw during the video, when the video ended, we were rafting in River Neretva. So we started flowing together. But now the question is, how can we grow the DYON together? Thank you very much. I'm sorry if I repeated myself or something.
So thank you to the representative of DYON for this touching pitch. And now we'll go to the last one, certainly not the least one. Mubina, please, from Interchange.
Thank you, Mariana. Hello, everyone. My name is Mubina. I come from Konjic, the town that is usually represented as that end part of Bosnia and Herzegovina. But myself, I would like to, I see myself more as Herzegovinian, let's say. And thank you for colleagues that mentioned Neretva River. So I hope that you had a wonderful experience. And yeah, you're welcome to come back. Today, I have the honor to represent the very special project that is really close to my heart, that is called Interchange. And yeah, this is the sixth time this week that I'm presenting something, so please, if my energy falls out, like I hope that you will forgive me, but yeah. Interchange project is how I see it, actually. I see it as a platform, as something that really separated program from the others, because it's gathering the young people from very diverse backgrounds, mostly, of course, like young politicians and the other decision makers. But it actually provides us a safe space to say something unfiltered, because most of the time you have to be politically correct to watch out what you're going to say. But that's a space where we have really open discussions, and it's a platform when we exchange ideas, find a way to collaborate together, and try to find ways to start some new initiatives that will really have the real impact on Bosnia and Herzegovina. So the project started in December 2024. First gathering was in Portorož, and we had the continuous engagement through 2025 through online meetings with members of parliament, meetings with the ambassador of Slovenia here in Bosnia and Herzegovina, and also we had a second forum that was held in Kranjska Gora, and eventually we also participated in Bled Strategic Forum this year. This project is supported by Slovenia's Minister of Foreign Affairs and also the US Embassy in Slovenia. Project is implemented by Center for European Perspective, CEP, and I would like to thank one more time for the chance for me to participate and also for the honor to present it today. These organizers are really close to my heart because they actually listen what we say, and they really try to tailor the program based on our needs and feedback. So this is us. As I've already mentioned, 20 young leaders with diverse background, really successful one. This project gathers people who are not starting their career, but they have already some results behind them. So you will see politicians, economists, engineers, activists, like very, very various backgrounds, and also what gather us, I would say, that we have three common goals. One is that we want better life. The second one is that we want to collaborate, which is really, really important. And the third one, we really want to make some change in Bosnia and Herzegovina. Don't be fooled by the smile that we have. We have some tough fights as well. I'm not going to sugarcoat for you, but as I've already mentioned, even though we have different opinions on some different perspective on some stuff, we really try to find the common ground and see what we can do together. I'm just going to say a few things about the first forum. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to participate. I was in another city then. But it was held in Portorož, and it was more focused on leadership skills, on political participation, on communication, negotiation, and also at the end of the forum, as my friend filled me in, they had to make concrete proposals in the field of economy, education, healthcare, and environment. All those proposals are something that could be turned in policy papers. So in time, we will also try to publish at least some of them. The second forum was held in Kranjska Gora, and we had, the forum was mostly focused on European integration, rule of law, anti-corruption, interethnic dialogue, inclusive leadership, and we had really dynamic sessions, I would say. The one thing that I would never forget is when the professors from Slovenia's university held a session, but they held a session only for 5 minutes. We kind of stole all the discussion, and they were like just observing, just listening how honest we are, and how we tried really, like how we talk about things openly without sugarcoating and everything, and how we really try to find a way to collaborate together. After the second forum, we had the opportunity also to participate one day in young BSF. So we also met people from there, from our country, but the participants also from the other countries. And then 2 days on Led Strategic Forum. Also on the second forum, what we did, we had the opportunity, besides all the discussions, the sessions with professors, etc., we also had the opportunity to work together with Adi Čerimagić, who had the really amazing approach that we, throughout that forum, to at the end of the forum, to get some kind of resolution that we all agree on. So we drafted the resolution on youth vision and recommendations for democratic governance in BIH, how we see European future and how we see this forum's future, how we can maybe find some other projects, find some other similar platforms, and we can make it maybe not only the story of Bosnia and Herzegovina, but also the regional story. At the end, I would like to ask you a question and, of course, to get the idea from you. I told you that we are trying to find new ways to collaborate, to bring the initiatives, work together on some other projects. But I would ask you to get your opinion. Can young leaders in Bosnia and Herzegovina pave a new cooperative political path? One that is rooted in trust and shared vision instead of replicating old political habits? And what concrete ideas or initiative can help this transformation to be possible? So I told you my story, but also I would like to see your vision on this as well. Thank you so much.
So thank you, Mubina. And now we're going to get to the interactive part. So I would ask you all, please go to the nearest flip chart. The representatives from Dion, DYC, and Interchange will be there and discuss the questions they have asked. So, and I will then, after 20 minutes, I will then call you to go to the next flip chart, please. Don't be shy, please. 2 more minutes and then we'll rotate. All right, I ask you to come to a close, please. And now the group from this side will go there, in that corner. So we're rotating clockwise. Please, the group in that corner to the front, and you in the front can come on that side. Thank you. 2 more minutes and we'll rotate again. Okay, I kindly ask you to rotate again. We're going clockwise. I see you're all deep in discussion. Please rotate again. I hope you can all hear me. Please rotate one last time. 2 more minutes and then we'll wrap up. All right, I kindly ask you to stop with the discussions, find your seats, so we can wrap up this session. Thank you. Also to the last group, please find back your seats. We're gonna wrap up. Thank you. I don't want to. It's too interesting. All right, great. I see you've had some very interesting discussions. I really didn't want to disturb you or get you away from them, but time is running out. So yeah, I'd like to ask our representatives to please quickly wrap up and summarize what we have learned in this bit more than half an hour. And yeah, please come on up. I'm asking representatives from the OIC, Dion and Interchange to come here and speak for 5 minutes quickly what you have discussed. Thank you. Please.
I made some photos of the flip chart so that I can remember it, and I hope I can summarize what we have discussed about. Our question was, why is it important to involve young people in decision-making and decision-making processes? And we had a really fruitful discussion. So we started with young people will be the future leaders, but it won't only stop there. We actually have to make the decisions, or we have to involve them now as they make the decisions for the present, but also for the future. So it isn't only necessary to build them up for the future, because if they're gonna get older, they're gonna be involved anywhere. So it's much more important to change now, to make the policies now, and to involve them at the present stage. Furthermore, there was a lot of compliments towards youth. I would say that they are smart, that they are brave, they are open-minded, looking forward, they are fearless, and they are more open to implement new ideas, to look for new opportunities, to also implement some bold moves. And this is a very nice compliment. Thank you very much. We in the Danube Youth Council really much appreciate it. There was a very fruitful discussion on intergenerational perspectives and diverse perspectives. So we cannot only make policies and decision makings in bubbles, but rather bring everybody together and to involve so many people as possible in the processes and to really match bubbles up. Only in this way we can make sure that we include as many perspectives as possible and as many personal, individual experiences, but also community experiences in decision-making and policies. For that, it's also necessary that we lift each other up, that we share, that we bring everybody together, and so that also older generations are really here to support youth and vice versa, as youth and children won't be here without older generations, and older generations will also very much appreciating the youth perspectives, not only in technology, but sharing their experience of growing up. One last look. So therefore, it's also important to pass the responsibilities and the opportunities further to the youth. As we discussed, they will be not only the future leaders, but can make decisions now about the perspectives now. Thank you very much.
Thank you for this, the discussions that happened. I think they were very interesting, but nevertheless, I think it's necessary, just 2 sentences again, because I feel that still there is a lack of understanding. You know, there is this openness of bringing in youth into the USDR governance, but just to understand, I just want to briefly repeat, because I felt that people coming to us, it was like, what is it? You know, it's not clear enough. Again, the DYC, these are the young individuals, 19 to 28. They work within DSP, within the priority areas. So this is one leg. And then there's a second leg. There is the Danube Youth Organization Network, which we presented. And this is the idea to that the NGOs and the networks in the region organize themselves. So it's not, so they are like the DYC, they're closer in the governance, and we are a little bit more, and the expectation is that we self-organize pretty much. So I think that's really important. So was this helpful? Maybe, I don't know. But I think it's really important, because this is, for us, the DYC was also 2 years earlier. We are 2 years later. So for us, I would say this flowing together, growing together, just fitted perfectly this year, because we had this bootcamp as really with bringing organizations together. And because if it's just done on a online level and exchanging, I think it's not enough to build a real network. So the discussion was that we have some ideas. They said, like, we could address also like CSR fundraising, you know, to find further resources to build the network with bigger companies who are active in the region. This would be an option. Another point was that you know, we all know this, youth are not really heard. So the idea was maybe we can also contact municipalities and then across the border, like in Bulgaria and Romania, that was the challenge, or with 3 countries in Serbia, to initiate, to do concretely things on the ground with the municipalities together. A question was with an alumni network. I said, alumni network, maybe with bootcamp participants, if we have them do them yearly, which I think would be great to have each year one of these bootcamps. But the alumni network might be more interesting for the Danube Youth Council, in my opinion, because you have a lot of students among, so you could do that. So pass this on to you, Caroline, if you maybe benefit from the Youth Council. And another idea was, which I think is interesting, that we can motivate the participating organizations, the registered organizations, to make small contributions. So, am I talking too long? I don't know. I don't think so. So far, just to get some funding, because we said, the ideal for the Danube Youth Organization Network, that if we have 14 countries, if we have smaller contributions from each country, this would be much needed. If we're just dependent on a project funding, a grant for 2 years, then we have to reinvent and start over again. So this would be like the vision, to have smaller contributions from all of the EUSDR countries. That's about it. And Claudia again asked us, she challenged us a little bit with the mission, with the vision, what is the vision? Because we struggled a little bit in the beginning, because it was not clear, what is this child? What is this DYON? So, but now after these boot camps, or maybe next year after the second boot camp, we really see who are we, and then come back to really do this vision mission work again. So I think that's about what we discussed. Did I forget an important point, the members? No. Thank you very much.
I'll try to be short and concrete as much as I can. First of all, thank you for all of your ideas. Thank you for your support, that we keep on trying to find a new collaborative ways. And when we, as the lady in here said, when we are flying like too high, that we have some allies that will, put us again to the ground, and that we find somebody who will always tell us the truth. So other things that were mentioned during the discussion, I try to be devil advocate. I try to provoke with questions as much as I could. So one of the propositions that we have is more EU funds to young politicians and to the political parties. On the other hand, we had an opinion that please don't give money to the politicians, give it to the NGOs, and promote more the bottom-up approach, as it's now becoming popular in Europe. And we also had the proposition to, if we can't educate formally children about some truths and real narratives that are happening in Bosnia and Herzegovina, at least from young age, we should try to teach them what democracy is, that they should really try to question authorities as much as they can, and to embrace that critical thinking, and really that they teach them how to speak up. Other things, maybe I forgot something, but yeah, I know this is the last session, so I won't keep you long. If you have any other comments, I can provide you my contact, and thank you so much for participating.
All right, so that was it. Thank you very much to the representatives from DYC, Dion, and Interchange. I think it's been a very fruitful afternoon. And yeah, if you have any questions, if you want the contacts of these representatives, please come to me. And I wish you a wonderful afternoon. rest of your stay here in Sarajevo, and hope to see you soon again. Thank you.
Network of civil societies, and we are just making a campaign, Stand Up for Europe and Democracy. Take part in our digital campaign, and each voice matters. And we have now 370 persons who sent us or made with us just so. And in the website, we will see they are of all ages. And we would like to have 1,000 at the end of December. And so we need your help. You can take a photo now here, but you can also have the address, and we will send you for your groups. Because if we are a lot of people, we stand up and we say, we are a lot of people of all ages standing up for Europe and democracy. So please help us.